It is me, Chirac. A la buena. And today I decided to do a video. I'm just kind of compiled a few things that have been going on and some information about things that I've been going through. And so I just wanted to do a video. I'm not sure if I'm going to call this Truth Talks. I think it's just like a regular, like some a little bit channeled, some a little bit like things that I've been learning about over the past, I don't know, like month, three weeks or a month. Yeah. So I do want to talk about my new man. I laugh because it's a nervous laugh, but so I did some channeling before this video. By the way, today is June 29th and it is 7:20. And do you see that? It's so beautiful. It'd be so awesome if it was like, my wings. It's like the horse is like eating my head. Anyway. so so I did a channeling, my little lady, my higher self, and then I did my teacher a little bit. I asked him a question. I asked him to, just say what he thinks or feels, and then I asked him a question, and then he said what he thought. So there's that, and then after that, I'll just go through a rundown of a bunch of stuff that is like good information that I've gathered over the last few weeks. So we'll just start with my little lady. This is like really, it might be a little hard to read because it's my inside stuff. Okay, so I channeled this today. She said, so I just want to say, I just wanted to do this video because my new man isn't talking to me, and I wanted to show him how I really feel about him and his truth. I want him to know how I am truly feeling and that he doesn't need to worry about a girl like me hurting him and treating him bad, because my heart is huge and I just don't have the power or strength to do it. I'm hurt about what he did and how he didn't show me his heart. And I just wanted to say that if he needs me to be his wife, that I will always share, that I'm always happy to be with him and his heart. He shares it with me a lot, and I believe in his heart more than the 3D. He doesn't share it with me when I'm seeing him on camera, and it's hard for me to know if he really means it deep inside because I don't have anyone else to tell me the truth but him. So when he chooses to speak to me, I will tell him how I am truly feeling and that I am worthy of him in his heart because my heart is just as huge as his. Okay, I made it through. That wasn't that easy for me to go back and read it. I kind of teared up a little bit because things. But anyways, so this is my higher self, so I channeled her right after. And she said, "Hi Christine, I am your higher self in 5D, and what she said is coming from your soul's purpose. You have a destiny that you chose to live in this lifetime, and no one can share the kind of love that you and your new man have continued to share energetically. His heart is pure, and so is yours. You both feel the same energy being returned to each other, and it occurs even when you both are asleep. As you have continued to share your hearts as you are both asleep, as you know, your new man's presence has been within your heart for many years, and now, and he is having the same kind of heart awakening as you. And as he is sharing his heart with yours, he is seeing that he is changing and moving into a new, higher vibration. His heart chakra has been moving up into the higher realms for his truth to become more energetically aware of his own energy and what it entails. He is seeing how his energy does affect yours, and that is what is important. I am your higher self in 5D, and I am choosing for you to speak this message in your to him in your video." I was like, damn, I have to do it now. Yeah. Okay. It's not a problem. It just is, it's not that easy to talk about stuff. for me, especially after everything I've been through. And I'm going to talk about that stuff. So stick around. Anyway, so this is what my teacher, Mel, said. He said, Christine, I'm Mel, your teacher. What I will say, Christine, is that your energy has been shifting quite considerably over the last few days. As you are aware of the energy shifting here on Earth, you have been taking a much higher energy for your life purpose. I can hear your energy body is making some adjustments and being more attuned to the lighter frequency of your heart. And that's why I wanted to speak to you here. As you are aware, there are many reasons why someone's heart is feeling sad or unhappy. And Christine, your heart has been shining since you have continued to return your soul back into your heart. And that is through the heart that you will continue to energetically move ahead. You are sweet. Oh, my little lady was thanking him. You are sweet, and I'm happy you are in appreciation of this message. Yeah, it made me feel a lot better because it's like I can finally breathe now. Okay, so then Mel, at one point, I don't know if I ever like said anything, but since he was like more of a teacher for like twin flames and like therapy and stuff like that, when he was living, he knows a lot. And plus, like, he has a lot of contact energetically at the higher self level, soul level, because he's on the other side now, so he can talk to all the twin flames, and he has he has a lot more knowledge, so he has the ability to help. So anyways, he had told me one time that he was like the supervisor. I don't know what that exactly means, but the supervisor of like the things that are happening between me and my new man right now. So anyways, so I decided to ask him. I don't know anything else about that because I never asked. I just was like, okay, he knows. So anyways, so I asked him, can you please give any other advice in clearing the connection between me and my new man? And so he said, Christine, what I will say is, I'm Mel, your teacher. Now listen up, Christine. You are hearing me, so just know that I'm speaking to you. And I said, okay, go ahead. When you are asking me a question like this, my only response is that you two have already made your plans to come together in human form. And when you are saying that you think something is blocking or in your way, you must know that the only thing, I laughed a lot about this, the only thing that I can see is when you two get in your heads. I laughed a lot. And I said, I know, because we both do it. And then I said, okay, continue on. And he said, Christina, happy to see you're so magnificent that you can teach another who you are without even speaking to them. When you see the real new man in your presence, you will see another human who has the courage to say his truth, just as much as you. And that, Christine, will be why you two will always be at peace and harmony. I'm happy to assist you, Christine, anytime. And I said, thanks, Mel. So that was all my channeling and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So the thing that I've learned the most, and this was with my ex, and I'm not going to talk about that too much because I'm tired of, I'm done with that. But anyways, just as an example from what I have learned about coming together with someone is for the longest time, I had met him, we had synchronicities where we ran into each other, and then I never knew if we were ever going to be together, or like, I just didn't know anything. And my higher self kept telling me that he was going to return, and he was, like I would channel all the time. And like, there was some other things. I mean, I channeled a lot of stuff, but basically what I'm trying to say is that even though the 3D didn't represent exactly what the energetics was, I just had to have faith that we would come together. Like, for example, something that I did was I got a picture frame that I never put a picture in, but it was like, I don't remember what it said, some saying, I don't remember exactly what it was, but anyways, I got a picture frame because I was going to put our picture in there because I was like, okay, well, he's going to come in, so I'm just assuming, like, it's kind of like it's manifesting, basically. So that's kind of like how I've had faith with my new man. Plus, like, he does hint bombs a lot. So I'm like, okay, I think that's for me. Sometimes I'm like, I hope that's not for me. No, but anyways, I don't assume that I know, but then it's kind of like you have a feeling about it, and like you're just kind of like, okay, I think that's her. I think that's good. Okay, I think we're good. I don't know. It'd be nice to like talk in person. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of twin flames, when they're coming together, they have more of a energetic interaction between the two, between their hearts, and a lot of times it's like it can be telepathic. um, yeah. So anyway, that is why I'm kind of like having some faith and sticking through, because I can channel his higher self if I want to. I can channel his inner child. My alarm's going off 7:30. Okay. So, anyways, like there's a lot of information that makes me feel secure, I guess you could say. And sometimes I get a little like, what? Okay, I'll just see what happens, I guess. So there's that. So I haven't done a video in a while because I felt like if I did, I would say the wrong thing or not, I don't know, do the wrong thing. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to say I love you, and I'm going to keep going. So, oh yeah, this is related. My bad. Going back a little bit. So the 111 truck outside, this is so, so during the time that the thing happened, um, that truck, so, okay, this is bigger than what I thought. I might be here for a while. So the firefighter guy upstairs, he found out that his girlfriend was cheating. And so he kicked her out. And I don't know, it was like it was right around the same time. It was over Memorial Day weekend. Like a little bit after Memorial Day weekend, like he ended up talking to me. And I was like, I had noticed like over the, like, I don't know if it was Memorial Day weekend or it was the next weekend after, but it was during that time that yeah. So anyway, the truck left. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, I got allergies. I could tell he was crying. He tried to say it was allergies, and I was like, no, I can, yeah. So, anyways, he just randomly talks to me. He kind of, I don't know if he does gossiping. I really hope he doesn't, because I don't need that shit. But, anyways, he told me that they broke up, and I was like, is that your truck over there? And but so like basically that truck was gone for like 3 days, and my energy shifted like unhappy, uncomfortable, sad, whatever during that time. And then the truck left. And I was like, oh God, this is perfect. I mean, like, it's not that I wanted the truck to leave. I didn't, but I was just like, that truck's going to come back. So I just waited. It was like, he just wasn't feeling good, and he kept leaving work because it was really hard. I mean, he puts his heart into a lot of stuff, but you know, he's a little too much. You know, you got to have boundaries. You can't just give your heart totally away, you know? I mean, you have to have a like a clear communication and secure relationship and trust and like faith and loyalty, all that stuff before you just are like blindly like here you go, you know? And that's kind of why I'm like slow in things with moving in the direction of being in a relationship for me, because I had a lot of fucked up shit go on. But anyway, so let me see what else we got here. So I was hanging out with my mom over the weekend, and I thought this was so cool. I don't even know why she told me. It was just this like random, like, my mom likes me on now all of a sudden. Like, I don't know. It's kind of cool to be her friend, even though I haven't been for a long time. But anyway, she told me that when I was little, that I remember that I used to be able to hear a song and then play it and she got me. I remember having a keyboard, and I would play the song. I would just listen to it and and I would find the keys, and I remember that. That's so cool. I'm so glad she told me. It was not even related to anything that we were talking about. All of a sudden, she just like busted out with it, and I was like, "Say that again," because I had forgot. I was probably like 5, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, and then what was the other thing I wanted to say? Um, these are like random little things that have been happening. Like for some reason, for the last like 3 or 4 days, I've had this like stupid "Riding Dirty" song in my head. It just keeps playing. I don't know. Catch me riding dirty. Like, okay. And then the other thing I wanted to say is my family's from Tennessee. Well, not from Tennessee, but like my grandma, my mom's mom was born there, and then my mom was born in Wisconsin. So like I have like we've had some couple of family members living in Tennessee. I've been there before. I kind of like it, but I kind of feel like those people are a little out of control. They don't have any boundaries. I'm just like, dude, no. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to say is that my brother is a Leo, and yeah. So my brother loves the shit out of me, but I don't know. I don't have to say very much to him, and he gets like really. He's very emotional. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is like I have a little bit more information than what I can really say. I don't really know how to say it. I think you know what I mean. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and okay. So let's see here. So the things that I've been going through. So I randomly, probably not randomly. There's this girl on TikTok. I'll link her in there. I don't remember her name because every time I catch her, like her, there's just something about her energy that makes me feel really uncomfortable. But when she's talking about stuff, she's talking about stuff that I have been through. So I'm just like, I have to sit and listen because I'm learning so much. It's like soaking it in. So she really helps me like every time. Like I didn't realize that when like I knew but I didn't know. Like I just didn't realize how bad it was. Kind of like basically I've learned that my heart chakra has been being taken, and I knew that before, but it's like when I bring it back, I keep it and I hang on to it, and then for some reason it's like one day I'll be crabby and I won't know why, and it's because it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Or like I'm being messed with when I'm sleeping or trying to sleep, and like it's probably then that happens. But anyways, we're not gonna do that anymore. But the other thing that she helped me with is soul retrieval. I don't think people understand that when you go through something so horrific that, I mean, like, I'm sure that there are worse things that people have been through and gone through that are, you know, than me. But, like, even that was horrific for me. So, like, my soul was like, fuck you, I'm out of here. And I had to clean off my etheric body, and like I had to make it so that I wanted to like feel safe in my body again. So anyway, she told me, she was during the conversation, like she talked about that stuff, and I'm probably going to talk about that a little bit more. But one of the things that I thought was really important that I needed to bring up is that she was talking about there's like a recycler in the moon. I recently learned after her video that the white hats definitely have control over that. Like, so I'm not worried about that anymore, but I don't know when they got control. So what she brought up, and I just did it just because I wanted to make sure, because maybe it happened in the past, like when I was younger or something. Because like when I was younger, remember how I said that I could play a song by the tune? I probably still can, but I haven't tried. But I used to be able, like in my early, like late teens, early 20s, I could recite an entire conversation, like both sides, what I said, what they said. Like I had a superb memory. And then I realized that I don't know, just one person like asked me like what happened, and then I realized that I was like they were like fishing for information. That was the end of that. We're done. So, and then after a while, I just decided not to remember stuff. So that kind of sucks. But anyways, what she said is, so whenever I'm like breaking an agreement or a contract or anything, I always say null and void any and all agreements with that being or that energy. And lately, I've been getting a lot better, which I didn't even understand what the word rebuke means, but apparently it's an amazing word. I rebuke jealousy, I rebuke envy, I rebuke anxiety, I rebuke, you know, negative energy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it fucking works. It's fucking amazing. Okay, so anyways, she was telling me or telling us on TikTok, she was live, that that the negatively oriented beings were like basically like doing memory loss spells. So I don't know. I'm sure it happened, but I just did null and void any and all memory loss spells. Fuck that shit. And then she also talked about, so this I know for a fact happened. I gotta move this. Okay. So when I first moved to my apartment, I don't really know how to. If you ever see your inner child and your eyes are like this, and it seems like they just do whatever you tell, whatever, like it just seems like they don't have they don't have like power or like, I don't really know how to explain it, but they just like a puppet. They just act like a puppet and they just do whatever, like, and you're just like, hey, no, 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 we're not doing that. Like, that's what happened. I was like, why is my little lady doing this stuff? Like, I don't understand what's going on. So, anyways, apparently they can do energetic hypnotism. No. So, null and void any and all energetic hypnotism. I rebuke energetic hypnotism. Fuck that shit. Okay. So, that's important. If you ever get there, just remember this stuff. Um, oh, okay, another thing that she talks about, and she, I don't think, I mean, I guess kind of I was hanging out in a similar energy that what she grew up in, because my friend was from Milwaukee, and I mean, I don't want to say what all the things that happened, but like, you know, the energy over there, if you know Milwaukee. Um, so basically, like, she realized, because her third eye is open, like totally open, that you can like pick up spirits when you're out in public or like whatever. So she said that if you're out and about and you know, make sure you take a shower before you go to bed, because otherwise you're gonna have like, you know, this definitely has happened to me. And so you just take a shower and then you declare, she probably said a lot more than what I'm going to say because she knows the stuff, and I tried to write fast but I couldn't get it. But so let's see, take a shower before bed and intentionally declare and decree, if there are any spirits here, I release and remove you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for being my protection. Because she believes in God. So that was pretty awesome. She even prayed. It was really cool. Um, so knocked out. Okay. So, oh yeah, another thing that she talked about. Now I don't know a whole lot about this, but it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So she said that when you sneeze, that you're getting rid of a spirit that's attached to you. Yeah, I think she said. I think she said fart too. But she's the only person I've ever heard that. But it kind of resonates. It kind of makes sense. I'm a little. Are you sure? Okay. Oh, so what she said is like to say, I give transmutation with ease and grace. So you're like basically transmuting the spirit into like, give thanks with grace and gratitude. Yeah, give thanks with grace and gratitude and know your own truth. Oh, that was another thing that she talked about is like they can do implants and stuff, like where they can implant a truth into your mind. That's crazy. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that that stuff happened to me when I was in the lowest vibration I've ever been in my entire life. Which brings me to um, me being so angry. One of the things that I did is like while I was sitting with this, listening to her, I did soul retrieval and got myself back. And then I keep, so because it happened for so long and I've been so upset for so long that it's like foreign to me to feel good, or foreign to me to have like myself be present, or like to feel safe in my body. So like I've continued to like reassure myself that it's safe, that it's okay to be here. It's okay. I'm safe in my apartment. Like I'm not going to be attacked anymore, even though there's been a little bit some crazy shit going on. I can't even. Yeah. One thing I want to bring up real quick is there was this chair that I bought while I was living at her house, and I bought this poof. Oh my god, I just love it so much. I don't have the poof anymore. That's just the word. Okay, so it was so cute. It was like it was like pink and blue, and it had a whole bunch of like different things. It was like I can't even put it in there. It was like a soup. It was like a big fatty poof pillow, and it had like all these little designs that were like sewed in, and it was like from India or whatever. But I bought it at TJ Maxx. Anyways, that thing my cats laid on all the time, and like there was one day I wasn't even going to talk about that. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it. Just basically, it was like the emotions that my cat had, and then like I've literally had the poof hiding under the chair because I didn't want to look at it so it wouldn't remind me of the fucked up shit that I went through. And I just took the chair. I was like, I gotta get rid of this chair. I gotta get rid of this chair. Because like every time I would walk through this room, because it was in here, I just feel like this, like, oh god, I hate walking through that area. And I didn't totally put it together. I just felt like I used to sleep on the floor. Yeah, I can sleep on the floor. It's fine for a long time. Um, it's kind of nice actually when you feel like something hard underneath you, and it makes you feel like I'm on the ground and I'm safe, kind of thing. Sometimes I need that. But anyway, so the chair was, I don't know, I just assumed that it was my energy that was like kind of like left over. I didn't realize that it was something attached to the chair or the poof. So yesterday I cleaned my whole apartment. It's amazing. It feels so good in here. I feel the energy like it's uplifted now. Like it's mine. I took that chair outside and I said, fuck you, you're out of here. So the chair sat outside all night. And then today I work in this room now. I switched rooms because I just need to change it up sometimes. But so the chair, there was a probably 12 or 15 girl and then her mom. They took it. It's gone. I'm so happy. I just threw it out there. I said, somebody will take it. I live on a road that people are driving by all the time. So, okay, now I got to get back to where I was at. Okay, so what was she talking about? So we were talking about taking a shower, and then there was something else that I wanted to bring up. I'm working out of 2 notebooks here. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about being at that house. Yeah, but there was something else that I wanted to talk about. Maybe it'll come back to me. So, all right. So let's see. So basically, yeah, I got my soul back. I remember now. See, I got my soul back. I'm really happy. I feel good. If you can hear it in my voice, I feel more like solid. I feel grounded. Like I'm not. I did ground before I did my video, and yeah. So I'm getting a lot better. Um, I always say that I'm getting better. I'm always getting better. So one of the things that she talked about was a dream catcher. All right, fine. So my little lady. So she wants me to talk about. So there was this one. Okay, so like my sleep schedule is still kind of crazy because I'm still working through the PTSD of it all. Like my mind is still like trying to not be freaked out. So anyways, there was one morning when I was still up at like 4 something in the morning, and generally I get, if anything happens, I don't know if it's psychological, it could be, or else there's something literally there. So um yeah, I'm not used to this stuff happening. I mean, what I'm about to tell you. So I'm up still, and I'm like, this is the time when the shit happens. So my feelings right now, I immediately get like freaked out, and I'm like, how am I going to go to sleep when this is the time when I'm generally having to deal with this shit? And so I think I tried to lay down, or no. I was just like looking around, and I was like, I wonder if there's anything in here. So I decided to look around, and like I was like, oh, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here. Yep, get the fuck out of here. By the way, I don't know if I've talked about this. I think I did. Shadow people? Mm-mm. In your closets, and the things that you don't ever go into, dark closets, dark spaces that you don't ever energetically, like it's just dead in there. Like, yeah, low vibrational shit. Mm-mm. Get them out of there. Anyway, just kick them out. Just tell them how to get it. Just tell them they gotta go. I don't, there's something that I said that I can't remember right now, but if I think of it, I'll tell you. But anyways, I was like, I just tell these beings to get out, like null and void any and all agreements, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you here. And sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't listen. Sometimes you have to be stern and a fucking bitch and tell them to get the fuck out. So I'm really bitchy. When it comes to this shit, I don't want to deal with it no more. So I got into bitch mode, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Move it. And so, man, I was like questioning in my mind, like, am I crazy? And then this happened. My computer, my work computer, I'll show you. This laptop right here. Oh, I gotta have the unicorn horn in there. So that, okay, whatever. That, okay, so you see it's sitting up. So if you touch any of the buttons, it's gonna light up a blue screen. Otherwise, it just sits like dormant, and it's fine. Anyways, I gotta turn that off. I forgot about that. Otherwise, I can sit and listen to everything that's going on in my apartment. I hate that shit. So anyway, so I was like pissed off, get the fuck out, and this fucking computer turns on. Can you believe that? Oh my god. Mm-mm. I was like, yeah, exactly. Get out of here. It just confirmed that wasn't crazy. I'm like, yes. I mean, not yes, but like kind of. Yeah, so that was pretty messed up. Okay, now she wants me to talk about the dream catcher. Guess I can hear pretty good, huh? All right, so this girl. Oh, I just noticed that I've been talking for 30. This one's probably going to be a long one. It's just the way it is. So she talked about the dream catcher. So I didn't know, like, there's like a general, like, get a dream catcher, it helps you sleep or whatever. But she actually like said some things she said a whole bunch of things, but I couldn't really follow like all the things that she was saying, because it's like, it's one thing to say it in a list way, and it's another to like go story and tell this and tell that, and like you're just like, okay, I can't remember all that. So anyways, she said that it allows for like astral travel, and like protects you from entities and mind control tactics. which happened to me at that house. Like, yeah, I was like, while I'm sleeping, like something was like telling me some things, and then like the friend or whatever, like this is probably gonna sound crazy, but it's real, because she wanted certain things or wanted me to think or feel certain things. She would direct her energy and her thoughts and feelings towards me. So like that, and she would get up at between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So like I'm I'm used to going to bed around midnight. This is my normal schedule when I'm not going through shit, and I sleep until like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And so like I expected to sleep until that time, and then she's up while I'm sleeping. You see what I'm saying? Not cool. Not cool. But anyways, I'm sure she wasn't the only one that did that, because, well, I didn't even know that was, I mean, I knew a human could do it, but I never thought like, a nasty thing. I don't know. I just like, I'm learning as I go. But anyways, it helps with I think astral traveling, and then holds energy and memories. So I got two of them. I'm not putting them on camera because they're mine, and I don't want anybody messing with them. I also got this really awesome other thing that kind of sounds like rain. I really love it a lot. It's pretty awesome. I can't wait to like do stuff with it. Okay, so I recommend you getting a dream catcher or two. I have two now. I never had them before because I was like, what do I need that for? Well, apparently you need one, so, or two. Okay, so I was watching this video. Okay, two videos. One is about the inner child, and I'll link it in the description, because wow, I just did it today. It's amazing. I'll talk about it in a minute. And then the other is when Bashar talks about the higher mind. So the way that I'm understanding this, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's for connection. So you're not just and I've said this before, you're not just your human body. You are like a higher consciousness. You are connected to God's source. You can tap into infinite intelligence. So anyways, so I decided to, I think the higher self is the higher mind. I mean, I think that's basically the same, but it's a different frequency. I actually think that it's higher than my higher self. Yeah, it is. Oh, I wonder if that's the oversoul. Oh, that's cool. So anyways, when I tapped into it earlier today, I just was like, higher mind, because the chick that I'm talking about here, she said that you have to ask your higher consciousness, or your consciousness, like, um you have to ask them for like help or something. And I think that's even related to the mighty I am presence. So I'm connected to the mighty I am presence because my higher self took me through my first meditation. We went into the I did I am this, I am God, I am this, like all that stuff. So, and then I cried through the whole meditation. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's one of the first meditations I ever did. It was pretty awesome. But anyway, so I tapped into it today, and I could see it's like a big white, like fluffy, particle, sparkly being. And so I just asked, I just wanted to know if there was anything that was like blocking me. So what my higher mind said, I just listened for the words, is respect your truth, happiness portal of abundance, recouping your heart chakra from the one who has taken it from your truth. Find happiness when you are seeing yourself feeling doubt or despair. And while that was happening, I was getting a download of energy from that. And so it was like a little overwhelming. So I didn't get any other information about that. But I can feel like that's a pretty good, amount of stuff to like work with. So, okay, I think that. Know your own truth. Yeah. Okay, let me look at this quick. Okay, so now I want to talk about, yeah, this is going to be a while. So now I want to talk about the etheric body and some of the things that, Okay. Don't listen to me. Oh, I love to laugh. Okay, so I totally forgot what I was gonna do now. Oh man. Okay. Yes. Okay. So so I have talked about the black tar stuff. Look at my eyes. Oh man, they're like totally changed. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. um. Okay. So before I lived at that house, my etheric body, you're working on stuff. It's pretty clean, clear, whatever. But when I lived in that house, it was like I downloaded and like got all this dirty, nasty sadness, hate, unlove, gross, like black tar shit. Like I'm not trying to call it in, okay? Um, all over me. Yeah, recycle box. Get it out of here. Notice how your mind can like automatically like, hey, you're calling it in. No, over there. Okay, so I didn't understand that stuff. Like I didn't understand. I'm starting to gather together like what is really how that all occurred. It wasn't just because I was angry, but that played a humongous part because I almost think in any lifetime that I've ever had, I'd have to do a little bit of research into my past lifetimes, but I don't think that I've ever been that angry ever in my entire life. And because I never ever experienced that kind of anger before, I literally like basically like fucked myself over and like fucked my etheric body and like my heart chakra and everything. Like my soul didn't want to be here, my heart didn't want to be here, like nothing. So like if you don't have those two things, um you got to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like you need some help, some emotional like structuring or like I don't mean structuring. I mean like ask for help from someone to help you because you got to get yourself back and you got to talk to somebody that knows how to do it. So I just randomly come across stuff. I don't always go seeking people. Sometimes, I mean, I did have a reading with Marla, which she's the lady who originally gave me a new chakra system. And that's amazing, by the way. Yeah. But anyways, the reason I'm talking about this is because Marina Jacobi, she she does channeling, like she can channel like on the spot, and so I'll get there one day. I just gotta get through all this stuff. But basically what she channeled, I listened to it today, and I'll link the video too. Um, let's see. How do I want to do this? Okay, yeah, let's do this. So I'm gonna try to read. I tried to write down what she was saying so that I could be specific about like what I wanted to talk about. And so basically, there was a question that was asked. I don't remember the question because I wasn't focused on it because I've had so much stupid stuff with this black goo shit or tar or whatever it is. I basically asked to see if it was related, and it's related. I don't know if, well, hold on. It's not the stuff that they're talking about, but it's similar. Okay, yeah, similar. So anyway, this is what she said. It's a resonance of a sequence, and she says it kind of in technical terms, so I'll try to explain it. A resonance of a sequence that was so potent in vibration based on density of very dark force of frequency that was connected through, and I don't know this word. She has a Russian accent, so she said seance, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that means. Um, of millions of structures of years of this dark matter. So like basically like what they were trying, I think she channels the collective consciousness of nine. And I've been talking with the collective consciousness of nine recently. They actually helped me a lot with my retrieving myself. Um, but basically what they're saying is like before the angelic like beings like myself and like, you know, all the light workers and stuff came to earth, nobody would, I mean, you have to listen to the video, but this is kind of like how I interpreted it. But basically, nobody wanted to come here because the dark matter was so dark. It was so horrible that nobody could get through it. And when there was people that thought they were going to get through it, they didn't come back. Like the alien, I don't know if you call them aliens or whatever, the light beings, we'll call them that. They didn't come back because they said that at a soul level it would get caught on their soul, and they would have to continue to take it off, and it was so hard to get off. It's like it's exhausting to take that shit off. I mean, it's crazy. So anyways, what they said is it was so hard to penetrate and cleanse, it was horrific. And I was like, dude, they're talking about me. And they said it was shocking to the nervous system, and boy is it ever. So um it was beyond their okay, so like the black goo was beyond their comprehension. I don't need them, I'm good, thanks. um no, yeah. So anyway, it was beyond the comprehension. Now I just kind of do stuff. Because the other thing with that girl, I was gonna talk about this, but I didn't know how to like get it in there. So she said that there's subtle agreements that, you know, like right now I'm paying attention. This happened to me so much. I'm paying attention. I'm doing something. I'm focused here, but it's like there's something else that was going on that I felt the energy of it, and I had to literally tell that thing or whatever that was to like, no, no thanks, I'm good, bro. Like you have to be like knowing what's going on all around you. Oh, it's exhausting, especially if you don't get enough sleep. Yeah. So, okay. So it was even beyond their comprehension. Um, so I'll just read it. I'm not sure what that word is. Astrocytes that were done in each layer. We discovered it was shocking to the system of our higher consciousness. It went into the ripple of the effect to all the galactic and intergalactic family structure, including your angelic realms, your collective of councils. So this is where they said that they all gathered together to try to figure out what to do. And um, it was atrocious. It took years to enter this matter. They were never able to. Oh no. So basically, what they said is it was like a void. I don't like the void. There's a reason I I didn't even know. I was like, nope. That we. So basically, they had to figure out like how to get here to Earth. I didn't write the whole thing down. Okay. Yeah, I didn't write the whole thing down, but I'll link the video. It's pretty good. What was the other thing I was just gonna talk about? I was gonna go find something. Oh, I remember now. Okay. So now I want to talk about the etheric body and how I got myself clean. Because I don't know if anybody really talks about the etheric body. I mean, I don't go researching, but so basically, how I understand the etheric body, and I know I talked about this before, is it's water. So your etheric body can, like, you hear a song or a sound or whatever, it makes your etheric body move, your consciousness, your brain, like, channels the message. Whether you are consciously channeling or not, people are channel every day, all day, all the time, even while you're asleep. So, um, anyways, so I look at my etheric body and it's a replica of my physical body. So when I found this black shit on me, I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but there's more to it that I remembered after my video that I wanted to talk about. So basically, like, because it's so hard to get off, I could only clear so much for, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can only do so much. And then not only that, it's like emotionally draining because it's like, well, how did it get there? What happened? What happened energetically? Because there's a lot of bad, nasty things. And then it's like, so, like, basically, my body endured a trauma that I don't have um consciousness for. Like, I probably have it at some level, but because I don't have it, like, right now, like, if somebody, for example, if somebody, like, basically rapes another person and they're consciously aware, they're going to be able to cognitively, like, figure out ways of healing, finding, they know about it, so they know they can research or they can talk to somebody. But, like, let's say, for example, they're date rape, you don't know what happened to you. Like, you don't even know if you got raped. You just kind of, like, are like, I think that happened, I should probably go to the doctor, the consciousness of it. So, like, for me, it was a complete disconnect because so much shit went on that I couldn't even handle all of it. It was just fucking piled all over me, because it wasn't just like it basically was all of her stuff, her husband's stuff, and then the stuff in that house. And that house is over 100 years old. And then she told me that somebody died in the house, and there was an old man that, so there were spirits, and, like, they don't really believe in God very much. So, like, you know what I mean? And then I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I did a light language there, and like, I kicked out a bunch of shit. But then when they came back, it was like all the shit came back. Like, all the, it was like my kicking everything out. It was like I did enough, but it didn't do enough. You know what I mean? Because, like, that was their way of living. They were living in that energy, so they stayed in that energy. So, like, I felt defeated kind of in that moment. So that made me feel really sad because I couldn't live in, like, my higher realm self because I'm living in this shithole. So, anyways, and I can't remember exactly all the things that I said, but one thing that caught my attention when I said it, because I was just naturally, like, channeling my light language. I honestly think that I channeled my Spanish because I said satanica, and I was like, oh my god, like, no, get out. And then, like, when I channeled after that, because I wanted to know, like, assess the energy of whatever was going on in the house, um they told me that I cast out a demon. Didn't even know I could do that. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, but then, like, it was because I didn't understand completely, like, what was all going on consciously, that I just, like, it almost seems like after that, like, I just felt so defeated, like I didn't do anything, that it just all piled on me. And that was when everything just, like, fucking left and right. Like, she wasn't having it. Like, people got pissed off. Like, it, she never, like, she never, like, we never got into a really big, like, tiff. We got into one tiff, and then that was the end of, like, everything. Like, we weren't really friends after that. It was the end. Like, yeah. But then I still had to stay there because, I couldn't go anywhere. So, but anyways, getting back to the etheric body, I'm just gonna violet flame that. Get that off me. I'm not there anymore. When I was in meditation, so what I would do is I would take the industrial vacuum. And so, like, Marla, one of the ladies that I got a reading from, she helped me with energy work. She sat with me for like 2 hours and just, like, did a bunch of shit. Like, it was amazing. She helped me so much. Man, like, I had, like, black snakes, like, running all over. She told me about them. She was like, they're up and down your spine. And, like, then I recently watched this video and I was like, they were talking about Kundalini awakening. And if I find that video, I'll link that one too. But it was talking about how, like, when you have Kundalini, it's like two snakes are, like, going up your back. And so I'm kind of thinking that maybe because I had my third eye open, that I was like going through Kundalini awakening, and then because everything was so fucking nuts, like going through that process, like the snakes are just like running all over the place. They're not around me anymore. Thank God they're not around me anymore. Oh yeah, that reminds me. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. So, like, she at the friend or whatever, she doesn't believe that the one true God, the Trinity God, is God. She believes that the other one is God. And so, like, energetically, somewhere in my energy believed the same thing somehow. And so this is how, like, I'm kind of associating like the energetic hypnotism and like memory loss, is that that made me forget. Like, I know I've said in other videos that I just felt like I got disconnected from God. It's like, to me, I'm just like, no, I'm still connected, but like, because things came through my subconscious, and like, I was sleeping, like, if I just like I'm part of this shit of all the stuff, then I'm not gonna realize or recognize that that's going on. So when I realized that, I was like, no, that's not the real one. Okay, the Trinity is the real one. We want to be with that one. And when I changed that, I rebuked and then out. And it came back again, and I was like, nope, I rebuke you, get out. So, yeah, I totally just got drawn to the attention of my my horse back there. Such a beauty. So, I forgot what was I gonna. So yeah, so I talked to my little lady, and I was like, we're not doing that. And it wasn't like, it's like you have like different parts of you, like, because like I basically, like, I think that I have like I don't really want to say it, but, or maybe, yeah, I guess, yeah. So it's kind of like octopus energy, like when you, that's kind of what I have. So like if a certain situation hurts me, or like I'm devastated about something, I have the ability to like disconnect away from myself, which I do not want to disconnect. Thank you. Um, I can do that to, so that I can go through my emotions and the trauma, or like not go through. Actually, it's kind of like going, when people say they're numb, like you just like disconnect from that stuff, and like you can function like I had to go to work, so I had to disconnect from so much shit that had gone on, and I'm still working through that stuff. Like, it's not as bad. I would say I'm probably, I don't know, I'm 75, 80%. 75 probably, yeah. I'm doing pretty good considering like where I came from. So, I still have fallback moments, you have that. So, anyways, like those parts of me, like at one point I saw a big old bustle of like little balls of myself. And so I told him to go, like, all of a sudden this fountain like appeared in my living room, and I was like, you guys need to go get in the in the fountain and like get cleaned off. Yeah. So anyways, I talked to that part of my energy, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. And then that kind of like brought me more into the like the angelic realm, and like I got, and then this girl, she, helped me bring my heart chakra back. She helped me bring my soul back, and like kind of putting me back together, and it's kind of nice. So anyways, going back to the etheric body, it helps a lot when, like, let's say for example, oh man, I really wanted to, already fine, I'll use this. So um when you are cleaning off your body, like, the shit can go anywhere, it can be anywhere, it can go anywhere. It's like, basically just look at yourself from head to toe. And you can even have sheaths, like, a lot of times I'll, like, a sheath is like, let's see. Oh, so a sheath is like a body of consciousness. Like, for example, let's say you have an old relationship template, or like, yeah, you're working from an old relationship template. Like, for example, me with my ex, we worked through, and we had old relationship templates of abuse and emotional distress and trauma, and like that's the kind of relationship that we had, because that's all we knew when we were growing up. My dad was an alcoholic and all the things. So like, I don't want to go into detail because that's not what I'm trying to talk about. But basically, what you can do is if it's kind of like when you're listening, if you pay attention. Okay, so like I started doing this. This is so cool because it totally works. Okay, so like, oh man, I don't have anything to show. I don't got it. That's not gonna work. Okay, yeah, I can just draw a picture. So this is the ear. Okay. And so like, you know, back in the olden days when they used to have those big earpieces. That's what it looks like. so so I have one of those. I actually have two of them. And so like I realized that they had like this like, cuz you know like I had to stop listening to some bullshit. You know what I mean? So I was like scrunching it up. And so that was another issue that I had when I would channel is I couldn't figure out if I was hearing or not hearing or like, you know, it just made it harder. So when it kind of looks like a petunia. The petunia in my ear. Yeah. Anyway. So so if you open up if you open up your petunia and you just like listen, you can like if you just and you open your third eye, you can see if you have like a black template or a black like sheath back there, and it's kind of like it goes brr, brr. It's like a lower vibrational. If it doesn't make you feel good, like even in my stomach, it doesn't make me feel good. It's like brr. So like that's kind of like a power. It actually seems like it's kind of like a power situation. Like you don't feel powerful. Like black to me, like you can define black however you want, but black to me is unforgiveness. Black to me is sadness. Black to me is like some sort of negative, whatever the fuck you want to say. So, um, so you can take your fingers and you can take your consciousness and put your consciousness because your etheric body. So remember that even though you can't physically touch it, your etheric body is your like the inside your fingers. So your etheric body, I've done this many times, it works. Your etheric body, you literally you can just have your hand right here and you can take your consciousness and take your hand and stretch it out, and then you can take your hand, well, you can take your hand physically and stretch and pull out, like you can imagine yourself, feel yourself grabbing with your etheric and your consciousness, and then you pull it out. You just take a deep breath so that you can release it. And then it's like you'll be able to just pull it out. And you can pull it out slow, you can pull it out fast. It's kind of like ripping off a band-aid. That's how I do it. That's how my higher self does it. Or like you can slowly, gently pull it out, and there's no problem with that. Like either way, and then you can actually feel the difference, the energetic difference of like what it feels like to pull it out. I've been doing it a long time, so I just want to get rid of that shit. I'm done. Yeah, I ain't messing around. Um, so what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Okay, so I know this is getting long and I gotta pee, so I'm not gonna talk too much longer. Okay, so another thing that I found when I was meditating in my etheric body, which I don't know if everybody has this because I never found this shit before until I was in that house. Like basically I had like I would always feel like these weird feelings like down my shoulder, like on both my hands and like on my legs and like on my back, and I was like, man, I never had that before. So I was like, what do I do with that? You know what I mean? I'm like, what is it? It's like metal or something. So, you know, here, I'll just draw a picture. Okay. So, oh, that is perfect. Junk. Okay. So I created in my mind a, try to ignore this. That's not in this one right now. So this is a magnet. So, yep. That worked. I barely said anything. And I felt like some stuff go off. Yep. So I created a magnet and I said, everything that's metal, go to the magnet. And then it goes to the recycle box or else it goes to God. Because I don't need that shit. So it took me a little while to like get that stuff off. And then I decided that, you know how we have like metals in our body because I don't know, we eat out of a can or drink out of a can, or like the pipes in the place where you live have metal in them, so it gets in your body. So I decided to have all of that metal go to the the magnet too. Excuse me. So yeah, that is one of the things that I really wanted to talk about because like that helped me so much, and like I don't know if like other people can need to do that or if they can just try it and see what happens. Like you could probably even do that for like negative energy, like just have it all go to the magnet. I mean, you can create anything you want. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Okay, so like my vacuum, the head of my vacuum, it actually looks like this. I just put it on my head or like my heart or like wherever, you know, suck it right off. It works too. Because sometimes when you walk around, you know, people think things and they feel things, and sometimes you're like sticky. Like I'm not trying to be sticky no more, but like you know, your etheric body can be sticky. You know, now that I'm thinking about that, I wonder if that's related to drinking enough water. Or having enough water in your body. I'll have to think about that. Okay, so I think that I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. For the kicking shit out of. Yeah, I talked about that. Oh yeah. Okay. This is important. Okay. So one of the other things that I did for myself is because my, let's see, how do I say this? Okay. So I struggle to be close with people. Doesn't matter who it is. I haven't had a lot of people be kind to me, even though I'm really kind to everybody. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, I think that's just the way sometimes people are. But, anyways, so like, my little lady has been stressed out, like, stressed the fuck out. And if you're ever struggling to sleep and you don't know why or whatever it is, if you can see with your third eye or even just say it out loud, like you're a little person, like, hey, you know, talk to yourself and be like, hey, you know, I know you're freaking out about this right now, but maybe what you could do is just get in my heart and, you know, feel safe in there or feel comforted in there. And then your little person can get in your heart. And so what I did is I created, well, I just was like, well, I just kind of like was like, well, what would make me feel comforted? Oh, there was two things that happened that day. So one is I realized that my etheric body, because this can happen, like I've had to go into like fight mode, and like I can get triggered into fight mode, and like I don't like it. So I'm trying to stay calm and stay at peace. But when I go into fight mode, basically like my masculine side is like more like I'm standing there with a bat ready to jack you in the head. But anyways, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that anyways. I'm just saying. But like it's like that feeling of like I'm ready. Don't you do it kind of thing. But anyway, so like I realized that I was like in fight mode, and that my etheric body was like moved over, like trying, like basically like I was being more masculine and more fight or more angry or whatever. So I moved my etheric. I was like, my etheric needs to be balanced where it's like both my feminine and my masculine. Because it's kind of like hot and cold. So like the cold is going to cool off the hot, or the hot's going to warm up the cool, you know? So, like, if I move over my etheric body, it makes me feel more cool and I don't feel as angry. Oh, that just reminded me of okay, fire house. That was something else. That was the one thing I want to talk about. Okay, so hopefully I talk about it. So, anyway, so I moved my etheric back over. My teacher taught me that you can do that. And, so I talked to my little lady and I was like, you are freaking out. You need to calm down. You need to relax. And I was like, okay. So she was talking to my new man's inner child and I saw her and him talking and I was like, you need to calm down. You need to stop talking to him. Quit talking to him. Quit focusing on him. Get back into focusing on yourself. And like, you need to come over here and get in my heart and you need to relax. I'm like, why don't you just lay in a hammock and, sway in the wind and like, maybe that'll make you feel better. And she was like, well, I want to go on a boat in the middle of the water. And so I was like, okay, we'll go on the boat and get relaxed. And then next thing I know, I see him in there on the boat with her. It was so cute. And then for the rest of the day, I was calm. It was awesome. Yeah, it was really nice. So now we're doing that. I've cleaned out my heart a lot. Now it's like every time I looked in my heart, it was like this huge, bright, white, golden light. And it was really awesome. Yeah. So that made me feel a lot better. Another thing that this is probably going to be the last thing I talk about. There might be some I love yous in there too. So, anyways, so so a couple things. When I was the first like 3 or 4 weeks that I lived there in that house, I decided to open my third eye and keep it open because I don't know, I just felt like maybe it was okay to do, which anyway. So then I started seeing this like person like lighting a match and then lighting me on fire. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was hot all the time. I was hot every day. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why it was happening. And that's probably another reason why I got so much fucking black tar shit all over me because I got charcoal while I was there. And like psychologically, you literally can do that to yourself. Like, I didn't do it on purpose, but it just like, I don't know, it just happened that way. So in one of the meditating times, I was like, for some reason I just kept getting visual of her sitting at her desk, and I was like, God, she just sits there. She's just still sitting there. And I didn't understand it because like sometimes I'm like, I get in my head and then I'm like talking and saying a bunch of shit and like I don't pay attention to from this to the this to the this to this. It does happen. So anyway, so in meditation I went over there. It was like one morning when I woke up and I was like, fine, I'll just meditate. So I like saw myself in the vision and I was on fire, but it wasn't like I guess I was mad. Yeah, I was mad. And like I was trying to like talk to her or something and she just sat there at her desk at her computer because we work from home. And I realized that I was really like basically I was still like my mind was still in that moment of being on fire and pissed off. So I decided to in my mind burn the house down. Fucking worked. I felt free. I was like, I kept telling myself I don't live there anymore, but I needed like some sort of like way of believing it. You know what I mean? Energetically, I needed to like not believe that I'm there anymore because I'm not there anymore. So, yeah, then the fire went out. I stopped being pissed off. I calmed the fuck down. It was nice. It was really nice. And that's not the first time that I did that. I don't know if I think I might have talked about this one time. Yeah. Well, all right, I'll talk about it. Okay, so when I first woke up in 2012, there was so many things I didn't know I didn't know what was DNA. I didn't know what was me or my soul's situation or whatever. But um, I was in this class with the shaman lady, and she did a journey with us. And I decided to journey when I got home, like I don't know, a few days later or something, or weekend or whatever. And this white bird came, and I'm assuming that's my higher self because I'm kind of figuring out that I'm a white bird. And so I got on the white bird, and it took me to this grassy knoll where there was this like um, ranch style house. I do remember talking because I was like, I don't like ranch style houses. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I don't even like them like with their ranch style and they're like 2-story. I can't stand those houses. I fucking can't. No. I like the old school country like um farmhouses. Yeah, those are my favorite. So anyway, um yeah. So basically I like broke down that house and that helped me to like because the emotions were so overwhelming for me. It was like I was taking them on as if they were it was me. It was my experience. So I had to do something to like release and like basically basically I released it from my family bloodline. And I did notice a difference in my family. It's like maybe they didn't know exactly or why or whatever, but yeah. So that is very helpful. Um just thinking here like I mean that's a way to release, but how do you release a person? Mm. Okay. Oh yes, I wanted to talk about this too. Okay. So another thing that I did when I did soul retrieval, and it was in the moment where I was like, I rebuked the D word. We're gonna call it the no, I don't know. The S word. We'll do the S word. So in that moment, I rebuked that, and then like I realized that the thing that I had forgotten was why we forgive. Why? Why do we do it? Yep. So I realized that if I wanted to have a peaceful life, I had to forgive and I had to be forgiven. So me and my little lady and my higher self went up to God and I forgave everybody that I needed to forgive. And yeah, it made a huge difference in the way I feel. Just a huge difference. Really amazing. And then I reconnected with God and I was like, man, I really needed that. Yeah. So now instead of like being, I don't even feel really angry anymore. I forgave myself. I forgave like as many people as I could forgive. And I recently saw Delores Cannon on TikTok. I don't have that. Well, maybe I do. Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll link it if I can. But anyways, basically she said like it doesn't matter what your family did to you, what this person did to you, what that person did to you, like how they hurt you. It doesn't matter. You have to forgive them or else you can't like basically she said that it's karma. You create karma with that person and then you have to keep coming back because you created karma and you have to pay your debt unless you forgive. And I'm so glad because I do not want to go through that shit ever. Never, ever, ever, ever again. So if somebody hurt you or cheated on you or whatever, you got to forgive. Even I know I got to forgive my ex. I don't, it's, the problem is that it seems like whenever I forgive my little lady, she thinks, oh, I can be friends with you again. I'm just like, no, honey, no. No, we're not gonna be friends. We're not gonna be doing that. So, like, yeah. So that's what you got to do because you can't change it. You can, you can go back and change it. One of the things that my teacher taught me is, you can go in that timeline and rewrite it. Like you can go in the Akashic Records and rewrite it. One of my friends at work, she does Akashic Record reading, and she says you can erase it and rewrite it. So literally, you can do it in your mind as if it never even happened, or you can like see yourself, like imagine yourself. Even Dolores Cannon, she said you imagine yourself. Oh yeah, Oh, did I write that stuff down? Oh, I know I did. Oh man, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, here. I'm just going to read it. Because I wrote down like almost word for word what she said. Okay, so picture yourself tearing up the contract with the person. Oh, I'm so glad that I am still talking. Okay, tell them we tried. We really tried and it didn't work. Let's tear up the contract and see yourself tearing it up and throwing it away. Or you can burn it. And then you say, I forgive you. I release you. I let you go. You go your way and I'll go mine. And then we don't have to be connected anymore at all. And then you can just let it go. Because if, you might have a cord probably maybe in the solar plexus. You can cut cords, but if you're still mad about it or hurt about it, like, it might reform. So that sucks. You have to keep doing it because you have to get your consciousness to recognize that you don't need to be that way anymore. You don't, like, it's done and over with. You're done with it. It's over. It hurt. You gotta, somewhere along the lines, you gotta help yourself and make yourself feel better. Get in your own heart and love yourself. This is really funny. It's the cutest thing ever. So my little lady, when she's crying sometimes, I'm like, do you want to get in my heart? Why are you crying? First of all, why are you crying? And then she tells me, and I say, do you want to hug? Do you want to get in my heart? And then she'll get in my heart. And these little hands will come out and give her a hug. It's so adorable. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. Even if you're a guy, you have to do that. You have to love yourself. That's how you make yourself feel better. And if it makes you cry, then cry, Sometimes you gotta cry. The men in my family cry all the time. I grew up with my dad. He cried all the time. Especially if he was drunk, he'd cry. I cry all the time. I cry almost every day. Well, not every day, but almost every day. My brother cries when he gets really upset. Oh my God. I just stand there and wait for him to get comfortable again and be able to talk because he gets really upset and he gets really emotional. So I don't, I try to have a lot of respect because, yeah. So let's see here. Okay, so the other thing about, sorry, back to the whole Delores thing. If you really sincerely release the person or situation and you let them go, you'll have no more problems with them. And just FYI, I've heard of this. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be this way. But they might still try to mess with you, which is what happened with that chick. I was like, I cut the agreement. I let it go, whatever, and she just was like, still at me. She can astral travel. Oh my God, you don't even know. It's not cool, man. So, anyways, they'll try and it won't work. Oh, and you've got to forgive yourself, and when you do, your whole life will change. So it's not just forgiving the person, it's forgiving yourself too. Like, I had to forgive myself. Like, I basically hated myself for putting myself in a situation like that. I will never do that ever again. Never, never, never. I will always have a place to live, and I will make sure that I'm safe and secure there because nope, not gonna happen. I don't feel comfortable, like, just no, not gonna do it. I have some things to work through, but either way. So I feel like that's a good spot. So hopefully, if you made it to the end, you feel good. Or if you're going through your stuff, because Sometimes you have to. It'll be okay though. It will. It'll all be okay. I mean, I'm not perfect. I always say that every day. I'm not perfect. I know I'm not. I say the wrong things. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe that sounds good. Maybe that would like um help that person or whatever. And then it's like they like it's all about the perception of like, sometimes it's like a total miscommunication. You're just like, oh, they interpreted that a different way than what I said, or they were we weren't totally on the same page, and so like, that happens. So anyways, oh, that one video, I gotta say one more thing. Okay, so the video that is like, oh man, this will really, really help you a lot. So there is a video, like, I'm not really into Oprah. I don't think she's a good lady. I think she's one of the bad ones. But the guy that she had on her show, he did a meditation or like a walk through of like telling people what to do and how to like help, like basically heal their inner child. Oh man, it made me cry. It was really, really good. And it's good in the sense that, so basically in the meditation, he basically he says, go back in time to when you were in your childhood and see your baby or see your toddler self or whatever self. I don't remember exactly what he said because I was working and doing this at the same time. And he said to go back to that house that you lived in and to go there and see yourself there and see your parents, see what they look like, see what they were wearing, see what they were doing, put yourself literally there. And literally you are there. You know what I mean? You're literally looking at that. You're really like you're in your feelings, you're feeling the things. And then um he said to take your baby or yourself. I did this. I did it without knowing. But you take yourself, you pick yourself up, or you take the hand of your inner child, and you say, "All right, we're gonna go now. You're coming with me. We're leaving this house, and we're leaving this stuff behind." And you just like take your inner child with you because you have to be your own parent. Like, right? You have to be your own mom. You have to be your own dad. You have to take care of yourself because they're not always going to be there to take care of you. It might hurt a little bit to separate, but it kind of gives you a sense of freedom that like you have to really learn that you can trust yourself and that you can do it, because I had to learn to trust myself. I had to get my respect for me and my inner child, because we didn't really, I mean, it's not like that was taught when we were kids. So I earned her respect because I would stop and listen to my feelings and like pay attention to where I'm actually at. Like, where am I? You know what I mean? Like, how am I really actually feeling? That's why when sometimes I'll catch her crying and I'm like, what's going on? Why are you crying? Why are you so upset? And sometimes she yells at me. I'm like, whoa, why are you yelling at me? And she'll tell me, because you didn't listen to me. And she gets mad. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me explain why. You know what I mean? Like, I have to explain, how I got there. And then when I realize, oh, I guess I didn't have to do it that way. Or, oh, I guess I didn't realize that was hurting my feelings. It was like, fuck, like I've been hurt so much. It's like, what's another thing? So I'm just going to hurt myself too. So what I'm saying is, like, in the meditation, you're your caregiver. Like, and literally you really are. You really are your own caregiver. You take care of yourself. You love yourself. You heal yourself. You protect yourself. And like, that doesn't mean putting up like an iron whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, you can't totally do that. You have to know that, like, basically how I've built trust with myself. I guess I'm still talking. How I built trust with myself is to understand that if I take a leap of faith, that when I throw myself in that direction, I know that I will be able to pick myself back up if I get hurt. I will be able to say, dust off your shins, girl, and you can get back up and you'll be fine. Your knees are gonna heal. It's not like we haven't ever fucking fallen off of our bikes or skid on the fucking gravel, because that's happened too. Yeah. You still heal, you still get up, and you still keep going. But what I'm trying to say is, like, let yourself feel your feelings. Let yourself emotionally go through the stuff of the emotions, of the sadness, of the hurt, and allow yourself to feel through that. Because it's kind of like your body is like a sound speaker. So if you are trying to hold back the sound that you're crying, you're not listening to yourself. You're still hearing the crying, but you're ignoring the crying, and you're not allowing the space to trust yourself that you will take care of yourself. You will heal yourself. You will love yourself. You will hear your sound and allow it to pass through you in order to breathe again. And then you just let yourself breathe again. Because once you just are like, I have to let this go. I have to forgive myself. I have to forgive that person. I have to forgive, like, my higher self. I have to forgive my little lady or my little dude or my higher man self. You know what I mean? Like, once you just allow it to come through, then you can breathe on the other side, and then you can move forward. That's why I said in my other video, I talked about here, these two. I know we love these two, don't we? So the reason I'm bringing this back up is because, like, you, me, I'm here, you're there. We still have to function in this connection, right? Because it's connection in the heart. So if there's something that you're upset about, or there's something that I'm upset about, I have to release it, or you have to release it, so that sorry, it's probably not a laughing moment. I was just laughing because my face is all but anyway, if you can release it, that builds this a lot more. It makes it a lot stronger. It becomes a thicker expression of two people in a bond and respect and love. And that is the best when you do that. And I'm you have to work through your stuff. And it's not that this person can't help this person or that person can't help that person, because literally the connection is helping both all together, you know? And then, you know, I have big old petunias for ears. And hopefully you do too. That was so fun. You know, you just have to respect. So, what I'm trying to say is that you can do it. I know you can. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to cry. It's okay to love. It's okay to trust yourself and know that no matter what happens, you can do it. I believe in you. That's my message all the time. I believe in you. I believe in you because I believe in me. I know I can do it. And like when you go through, okay, so like, this is another part. I'm going to use this as an example instead of using those two. So like, let's say that you have some sort of like emotional trauma or whatever. And let's use the elbow since it's sticking out. So let's say that the elbow is got some sort of like, let's say your arm. Let's do the whole arm. No, I don't like that. No, I like arms. Let's not do the arm. Oh man, none of these are good. Let's use the solar plexus. All right. I think I tried to explain this before and I didn't do a very good job, but anyway, so the solar plexus. Let's say that like your etheric body I don't know. Okay, so let's say that a chunk of your solar plexus is over is over here. And in this moment, this is probably not a good example, but either way. So your solar plexus is stuck over here, right? In that person's solar plexus. Because it wasn't a heart-to-heart connection, that's why. So in the solar plexus, which is a power point, emotional, whatever, the body, um, this person made you feel powerless and made you feel sad and uncomfortable and unhappy and unhealthy. So what I'm saying to you is forgive this person and you forgive yourself, and then you release this emotion. So it's like a hole there, and then it comes up through the heart and you release it out and you just get rid of it and you let it go. Then you have no energetic connection to this person at all because you forgave them and they forgave, well, doesn't matter if they forgive, but you forgave them, and then you release the energy of it. So then when you are whole and like this, when you take another leap of faith, you can do it because you know how to process your feelings. And that's something that I think I've said this before. They don't teach us in school. They don't teach you how to process your feelings. Like, not even our parents know how to process their feelings. You know what I mean? They just get mad and yell. Well, that's what my family did. We just yelled at each other. We get pissed off and yell at each other. It's not fun. I'm done with that. I'm not living my life that way. I want to live in peace. But what I'm trying to say is, like, when you put yourself back together, then you can feel more confident and feel stronger. You know, all you got to do is just go into those timelines and, you know, like what Delores said, is you just say what I said to that person and you just end the shit. You cut the cord. You can even see yourself, like you can take your sword and you can cut the cord. And just like when you process through your emotions, it'll stay gone because you, like what she said, you've changed. You forgave the person, you processed through your feelings, and now you're okay again. And you know what? If you want to be creative and do it a different way, like that's, you know, whatever you want to do. Okay, I think I'm done. I've talked a lot. I repeated myself with some other stuff. I know I did, but I don't know. Sometimes there's like a whole bunch of different ways that you can say things to somebody, and sometimes it just, you can say it one way and it doesn't get in, or it gets in right away, and you can say it a different way and a different way and a different way and a different way, and sometimes it just takes saying it the way that that person receives it. And like there's multiple ways of saying stuff, so that's why I say stuff repeatedly. Anyway. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta pee really bad, so I love you. And thank you for coming. Hopefully somebody stays to the end of my video. It's pretty long. I should probably do them more often so they're not so long. So I will see you later. Until next time.